Have you ever noticed how a company will announce record profits and then lay off thousands of people the very next day? Let's break down why that happens and what it means for you. Layoffs are becoming more and more common. There are people out of work who have been out of work for well over 6 months, 9 months, even a year. And it seems to be a reoccurring practice that's been going on where these companies will record or announce these huge profits, but then you'll hear that they are still laying off their employees. That's been confusing to me because how we've seen it is that a company would do layoffs if business operations were bad. That's no longer the case. So by the end of this video, I hope that you would understand the logic behind why a company does this so that you can then prepare yourself, especially financially. So first we need to understand how a company makes money. So companies make money by either selling a product or providing a service to its customers. There are three terms that you want to know. The first term is revenue. Revenue is the money that the company earns. Expenses is the money that a company spends to operate. Profit is the amount of money left over after expenses are paid. Let's say I have a lemonade stand. My lemonade stand made $20. I used $10 on supplies. That means that I have profited $10. So I have to subtract my expenses from my revenue. 20 minus 10 means I only have 10 remaining. That's my profit. So salaries for a company is a big expense. Okay? Once a company lays off employees, it no longer has to pay their salaries and benefits. So because of that, a lot of companies will do layoffs so that they can minimize their expenses to increase their profit. So the benefit to laying off employees is they're no longer paying salaries or benefits. Their profit number is increasing. And 3, that financial report looks stronger because the profit number is higher. So where does the money go? Layoffs free up cash. With that cash, the company can do a variety of different things. They can invest in new products, pay down debt, increase their cash reserves, reward their shareholders. It is a business decision. So let's look at how this benefits a shareholder. A few terms you want to know is a shareholder is someone that holds a tiny piece of that company through stock. If a company does well, that share holds more value. The stock price is what people are willing to pay for a share or a tiny piece of that company. If people think that company will make money, that share price will go up. If they think that the company will make less money, the share price will fall. So now that we understand shareholder and stock price, the reason why layoffs can be beneficial to a shareholder is because they want to see low expenses and high profit. When you lay off employees, expenses decrease, profit increases. More profit makes investors excited, and it makes more people want to purchase that share. A shareholder can sell their piece for more money. So sometimes layoffs can be about efficiency, but then other times they can be about pleasing investors. When I see the headlines, I wonder why they feel the need to have higher profit. Well, your profit is already high. But companies are always under pressure to increase their profit margins. Now, to an everyday person, this can be quite concerning. I know companies have been doing it for years. It is a business practice. However, so it's becoming more frequent. And that puts us employees at risk. Our livelihoods are now being at stake more frequently. It just seems like we're a disposable tool for the company. So the only way to prepare for this business practice is to navigate the system. Okay, to navigate the system, you need to protect yourself. Now that we have an understanding of how it works and why they're doing it, we have to be proactive in the way that we're maneuvering through these companies. Learn high demand skills or transferable skills that you can then go apply. Keep an updated portfolio, keep your LinkedIn updated, and your resume. Don't just wait till a layoff occurs. Big emphasis on the portfolio. That is not something that everyone has. I would create one and always make sure I'm updating it to show all of my successes at my current position. So network while you're there. Use LinkedIn to network. Build relationships so that should something occur, you can fall back on your network to see what's available. Network before you need a job. Treat your job as a business deal, not a family. Gone are the days where you stick with the company for X amount of years and you're being rewarded by still being employed. That's not happening anymore. Practice work-life balance. So don't overextend yourself, because they're not going to overextend themselves for you. Your loyalty to a company does not guarantee security. Yes, you do want to be good at your job, but you should always have one eye on your exit strategy. Use your job to fund your goals. Having one stream of income in general is not going to be enough to sustain us in today's current climate, right? So what you're making, you do want to use some of that to advance yourself. So for professional development, any opportunities that your company provides for professional development, you want to make sure that you're acquiring those. Okay. So for example, if you work for a company and they have an education benefit, they give you $5,000 a year. Even though you're not in school or there's nothing you could think of studying, you can use that for certifications. If you're not using that $5,000 annually, you're leaving money on the table. So if the company provides $5,000 a year for education benefit and you haven't used it and you've been with that company for 3 years, you should look at that as you left $15,000 on the table. Use every benefit that they have to advance yourself. So even while you are bringing in income from working for an employer, you need a hustle. You need side income, you need passive income, you just need more than one income. Okay, you need multiple sources of income. And lastly, you want to build financial independence. Build an emergency fund. Okay, you want to have at least 3 to 6 expenses saved. Really, you should have more. I'm thinking 9 to 12 months, simply because people are out of work for longer periods of time now that this job market is a little crazy. So if you can go further from 3 to 6 months of expenses, then you want to do so. I understand that the times that we're in, we may not be able to put away more than that 3 to 6 months, but if you can, you just want to keep saving for that emergency backup. You also want to invest. This business practice benefits the shareholders. I want to become a shareholder. That's what I have taken away from all of this. I need to be a shareholder because the companies want to benefit me. So if you can invest, you want to start investing. There are different things you can invest in, right? You can get stock of a certain company. You can do ETFs where you get multiple companies within that fund that you're investing in. Okay, REITs, if you want to invest in real estate. So there are a bunch of things you can invest in, but you do need to be investing because that will help build that financial independence. We cannot survive off of one income anymore. We just can't. We need multiple streams of income. That can include a side hustle, freelance work, contract work, making content, investing, selling a product. Anything that can make you additional income, you want to now start doing. I think what really disrupts us with this business practice is that a lot of us only have one source of income, right? We're just an employee for a company and we get a paycheck from them. But if that company comes and snatches that paycheck away from you, we're left scrambling. If we have a backup, we still have income coming in. So that's why it's very important that finances is at the forefront of your mind as we're navigating this new landscape. Layoffs are no longer about the company struggling. They're often a strategy to keep profits increasing. We can't avoid this business practice. The companies are going to continue to do this at a rapid rate. However, you can navigate the system by protecting yourself. Build that emergency fund, update your skills and resume regularly, network before you need a job, explore additional streams of income, and build a side hustle. But most importantly, at these tough times, focus on your mental health and building resiliency. So that's it for me. I hope you guys now understand why companies can record these record profits and lay off their employees. If you have any questions or have any thoughts, drop them below and I'll see you guys in the comments.